Morning everybody, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This morning I'm going to be reacting to, CV11 Postal Redux, requested by Destructonator 97. Yes, I did say I was going to react to this during the weekend, but I couldn't because I was busy with, things outside of YouTube. Sorry about this, that it's on a Monday, but yes, I'm here now. And yeah, let us watch CV11 Postal Redux. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as CV11's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. And also my Pro Postal reaction playlist card is going to be at the top right here. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sucker.
Oh, it's an isometric game. My gosh.
Well, you know, I wanted to do something on Rage 2, but I think Denuvo is boning my gameplay. Look at this shit here. Good God.
Rage 2?
If I were trying to run this on a toaster, I might think this was normal, but come on. It's actually a pretty fun game aside from that. Look at that, the frame rate is better, the auto-adjusting resolution scale is higher. Good job, Bethesda, fuck you. I got kinda bored after like 6 hours, so, Time to go back to the Postal well with Postal Redux. I'm not calling this a Pro Postal video because I tried it on hard and got taught a valuable lesson in humility. I didn't play Postal 1 as much as I did Postal 2. I played 2 first, and I got a copy of 1 a little later. Never considered it a bad game at all, though issues I might have had with it got fixed 2 decades later by running with scissors when they rebuilt the thing from the ground up on Unreal Tech. Probably didn't need that much horsepower for it, but hey, it works. I'm gonna be focusing on Postal Redux because it's the best way to experience classic Postal, even if they patched in better mouse controls into the original. That's just a nice thing to do. The company that put out Postal 2 cares. Postal, the first game,
Okay, CV.
is a little darker and edgier, maybe even more like Hatred, as it's about a guy who goes crazy and starts killing people. Difference being in Postal, your goal is to eliminate hostiles and not just randomly shoot everyone.
Eliminate hostiles, okay. But in terms of the mentality of the Postal guy, you know, to him everyone is a hostile in the town of Paradise. I don't know if this is still Paradise. It looks very cold, and Paradise was like in the middle of a desert, so I'm not sure where this is exactly. But you know, everybody and anybody was a threat to Postal Dude. So yeah, kind of like Hatred. You're just going to be killing anyone and everyone. Yes, their motives might be a bit different. The guy in the Hatred game just hated humanity purely for its existence. He wanted as many human beings dead because he hated humanity. In terms of Postal, everybody is a threat to him. Yeah.
They don't make that easy, since the random unarmed people just run out in front of you. Idiots. Postal ended up being kind of controversial when it came out in 1997, what with the post office suing Running with Scissors over the name, and politicians trying to make a big deal out of it. You remember Joe Lieberman? That's okay, nobody else does either.
Is that for a video game? Mr. Lincoln, do you want to?
This is a thing that comes with the, or can be purchased with the Super NES. It obviously doesn't quite look like what you've got in your hands. It's called the Super Scope. The gun that you have in your hand is called the Justifier.
I hope before
Super Scope and Justifier.
Before it goes out on the market, you'll think again about it, because it's more than the name Justifier.
Oh, that's the Justifier. Oh, wow.
On this is a handgun. pure and simple. And no matter what the name is on it, putting it in the hands of a kid just gives them the wrong idea. As I must say, to me that looks like a weapon, and not like a high-tech implement of any kind. It looks like an assault weapon of some kind.
I mean, I hear what he's saying, but your country has gun culture. You know, it's in your blood. You guys love your guns. And even if you were to take away these toy guns from the children, as they grow older, as they get accustomed to American entertainment, and they're able to see American gun stores here and there, you know, eventually they're going to be interested in wanting guns, maybe, possibly. But really, we can't be blaming the toy guns, you know, and how they're designed, and say that this is going to influence the young people to want to carry real guns. They don't need toy guns for that. You know, the society itself is already geared up for a gun culture. So you can't be blaming toy guns. It's their culture. That is something that you need to deal with, something that you need to control, so that, you know, shootings in public spaces don't happen. Man, if I had something like that when I was young, people would laugh at me. They would laugh at me. What is that? No. Give me Yu-Gi-Oh cards, not whatever that is.
Yeah, that Super Scope looks real dangerous. Joe Lieberman, the Postal Service lawsuit? This feels like a flashback episode. I always saw Postal as being fine for a piece of media since the thing makes it blatantly clear that the main character isn't a role model and is seriously fucked up in the head. The Postal dude is not a positive character. People who think that about Postal are the same people who think that Rorschach is the hero in Watchmen. I mean, what goal does he even have? If you play on harder skills, you get special intro messages to levels that portray him as a paranoid.
Moving to Paradise was a tragic mistake. People here are sick. I hear gunshots, screams after dark. Now the phone call saying I'm being thrown out of this house, my house, wearing cleaver vest and carrying a sidearm at all times. Now.
Lunatic. These are actually from the original Postal manual, and they added him into Redux. And spoiler alert, he doesn't blow up the East Coast in the end. But the response to Postal probably factored into RWS making Postal 2 a little more cartoony and comedic. I'm not sure that helped all that much because the outrage train can't see the difference between actual violence and over-the-top gonorrhea spewing obvious satire. Anyway, Postal Redux is a more or less faithful recreation of Postal, except it's got all the expansions, which is what we're doing. It's not a long game, took me about 3 hours. You start off at the dude's home, he's got a house in this one instead of a trailer, and no bitch of a wife to send him out to do errands. It's implied that he still has a dog, since there's a doghouse, and honestly, these cops show up out of the blue pointing a rocket launcher at your house. First level rocket launcher right out of the gate.
Just like that.
Not quite the same in original Postal, but there is still a guy with a rocket launcher on the first stage. To finish a level, at least on normal skill, it's about eliminating hostiles. 90%. Now, in old Postal, when you did that, you had to press F1 to end a level, which always seemed weird and jank to me. Redux gives you an actual level exit and points you to it once you're done. Still the same setup, with new weapons sprinkled in, quality of life improvements, you know, this crosshair that shows enemy health, better AI, it seems like, better effects. My only real complaint is that instead of a difficulty slider, you get easy, medium, hard, and nightmare, but having this new revolver totally makes up for it.
Stop! Only my weapon understands me.
There's
Is that Rick Hunter?
only one issue that annoyed me, which is this weird audio popping. To give you some perspective, that's all the times it happened in the entire playthrough. I don't know.
Yeah, that pat, 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 pat. It sounds like paintball guns or something.
know why this happens. You think I know anything about audio? Have you seen this show? Postal 1 was an okay game. It wasn't the best, and a lot of this new stuff just improves upon it. Some stuff changes between the games, like you start off at different places in the levels. In the original, you start off at the ostrich farm right in here with the birds instead of up here in Redux. The new starting placements actually help the level flow, I think. In the junkyard, you start outside in Postal 97, and in Redux, you come out of a cave because you just left the mine level. Hey, wait.
My name is not important.
Yeah?
That sounds familiar.
Killing time.
Oh, it's the guy from Hatred.
Magical.
Human scum.
Oh, so he's in the Redux game of Postal. Oh, alright.
One nation under death.
Yes, you can play as Not Important from Hatred, and I'm gonna spoil how to do it. You open the text chat and you type, "My name is not important," and you go to the coat color selection and you click on the coat color option. You don't just use the arrow keys. But that's not all, because there's a bunch of filters you can put over the screen. So for the complete experience, you gotta use this filter. And for the even more complete experience, Katie has to turn the blood green. Yeah, there we go. Fucking telling people about my sister. Why'd you use some editorial discretion, you bitch? I have a micro penis. It's like one of those lightsaber keychains. Enemies in the original game seem to feel spongier than the ones in Redux. So the balance has been tweaked in Redux for the better, I think. In the original, these blocky guys are all kind of hard to see, but they were colored in a way so you could easily tell them apart and be able to assess their threat to you. I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't enjoy a game where I massacre an old folks' home while they shuffle around saying stupid shit. How could I?
There's plenty for everyone.
No one would see us. Hey, where
Die.
Don't shoot. I do.
Or the wanton murder of flightless birds.
Are those ostriches? I mean, I think they do sound like ostriches, but I can't remember what ostriches sound like. Yeah. Anyways.
Now that's a boomstick.
There are constants between the old version and the remaster, like the crouch button. Use the crouch button because it will save your life. You can crouch under rockets.
He went that way. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, you know, the gameplay here is definitely different from Postal 2. In terms of, I don't know, like, how do you get your life points back, your health points back again? Because I know in Postal 2 you get your health points from marijuana in particular. But here I'm not sure how do you get your health points back. In terms of the weapons given to you, I'm not entirely sure whether it's a high variety of weapons. And also in terms of, you know, you shooting throughout the entire town here. It is different from Postal 2. Where Postal 2, you could still talk to people before you start shooting at them. You know, yes, Postal Dude or Postal Guy is still crazy. He is still crazy in Postal 2. But, you know, at least you could actually interact with the environment and you could decide whether you really wanted to shoot at them or not. But in Postal, you know, automatically anyone and everyone is your enemy. You see them as your enemy. You see them as the threat. And you immediately have to take them out or they will take you out. Yeah, so it is different, you know, in terms of gameplay between Postal and Postal 2. Yeah.
Postal.
I think I like Postal 2 better because it's not an isometric type of game, which I'm not really a fan of. And, of course, the gameplay there, I'm used to it more than what I'm seeing here. Yeah.
That's a boomstick.
There are rocket turrets, more in Redux than in Classic. There's one in this secret in the truck stop that wasn't there before, I don't think. I guess don't hold down that crouch key because he'll just get right back up for a second there. What the fuck? What, did he get a fucking leg cramp? Anyway, the player gets stunned and knocked down by explosions, which is better than being immediately jibbed. But if you're dealing with a rocket turret, this thing can happen. Just a loop of you getting stunned and taking rockets. It
Until you die.
sucks. Crouch under rockets. They like to light you on fire in this game too, so get lit on fire and run right into them. Just like...
Oh, why don't you urinate yourself? Or maybe they didn't have that mechanic in the first Postal game.
like in Postal 2.
See, that's another mechanic that they don't have here in Postal. In Postal 2, you could urinate yourself and you'll be fine. But here, there's nothing like that.
When you shoot the explosive barrels, they'll fly up, but then come back down and explode again. The game is generous with ammo, I found, especially rockets. And like in Postal 2, you can fire a normal rocket or a homing rocket. But you also get a napalm launcher, a revolver, a shotgun, an auto shotgun, whole bunch of different grenade types, landmines, Molotovs, the works.
But nothing over the top and crazy like in Postal 2. You know, because there were many other varieties of weapons in Postal 2 that you could use. Yeah.
And a decent flamethrower. I find flamethrowers in games are usually kind of shit. Like, usually they don't do enough damage and the enemy doesn't feel it while it chews through ammo without any real effect. This one's good, though. Better for crowds. I don't know why I keep setting myself on fire in these games. Speaking of crowds, this is the first appearance of the marching band, which should be celebrated.
Crazy.
And I fucked up in Redux. I didn't fuck up in the original. I don't know, officer. It was like a protest or something. They lit themselves on fire. Redux makes it so you don't have to select the throwable weapon separately from your gun, which is nice, but wasn't so common in 1997. Most of the levels are the isometric perspective, but a couple are top-down. Not sure why. It doesn't make much difference. There's a good amount of environmental detail in the original game that they've increased with the resolution. I don't know what Postal 1 runs in, probably like 640 by 480. Whatever, it's not important.
Killing time.
Yeah, okay. I might not be a pro, spraying and praying with the auto shotgun, but it's about having fun. And where else do you have fun besides the circus? Oh yeah, I'm a clown now. Don't you like clowns?
Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny?
Pigeon Hunt? I thought that got cut out. JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy. Did you guys know this was a crossover episode?
I want JoJo. I want JoJo. JoJo. JoJo.
This all seems
I don't know who JoJo is. I only know Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls. That's as far as I get with JoJo.
a little bit softer than the original. Not as disturbing, which makes me wonder why in the fuck anyone thought this was encouraging people to come down with complex psychological conditions in 1997, besides the usual people who thought video game violence was a problem, but bombing shit over in other countries most people have never heard of was okay. The level progression, since I'm playing with the excess postage option, is weird since it includes the extra levels from Special Delivery, and Super Postal, which was released in Japan and has its own exclusive levels in Tokyo and Osaka, and Japanese dialogue that I find more disturbing because when you hear it in English it's cheesy and campy, but not understanding it makes it worse. Usually what happens is you hit the Air Force Base and then it's off to the ending. The Air Force Base being the hardest level. Here's a fun thing.
That also reminds me of Hatred, you know. The last mission was attacking a military base that was acting as security for the nuclear power station. Yeah.
Postal and Postal Redux have two completely different endings. Well, mostly different. The first one was a little controversial. See if you can guess why.
The elementary school. Okay. The hive has been cleansed. The source of the corruption has been what? I cannot read that word there. Has been corked laid in a body bag and dragged to the outskirts of existence. Alright. I don't understand. But... Oh, because elementary school. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's a little over the line to have the dude try to shoot up a school, or hallucinate trying to shoot up a school. I'll tell you why, look at all those kids, they all look the same, they all have blonde hair, they're all dressed the same, it's the Village of the Damned! Postal 1 came out about 18 months before Columbine happened, and we all know that one was Doom's fault. So it wasn't quite as incendiary as it would be today, which is why Redux has a different ending. I wish I was better at this game and could pro it, but here we are. Here's your Postal 1 video, you damn dirty apes. And you get an achievement now for watching all the original credits. You want our autograph too? I mean, I watch the credits to any game I play on this channel, and I'd only ask for an autograph from the Hunt Down the Freeman devs. And for completing the game, you get this. Get a girlfriend. Classy. Fuck you. Sometime in the future, I gotta do some more Postal. It'll be a while, but the next thing on the list, it's,
Yeah, right.
Corkscrew.
I can Fuck. What's wrong with my voice? Maybe my balls are sleepy or something.
How are you, my babies?
You can go, patient.
What's the holy fuck? Strings? Where's my dick?
Damn, I knew I should go easy on jerking off.
Alright, that's it with Postal, or not Postal, but Postal. Postal Redux, that's 90's Edge. Video requested by Destructinator 97, if I'm correct with... Yes, 97. Destructinator 97. Yes. Well, I would not play this game, as you all know. Or maybe you don't. I don't really like isometric type of games. So yeah, I would definitely not enjoy this game. Also, I like Postal 2 better than what I'm seeing here with Postal 1. It's also kind of reminding me of Hatred in a way. You know, I don't know. I want that type of interaction with the world, like in Postal 2. You know. Yes, you know, the NPCs will be talking nonsense. Postal Dude will also be talking nonsense. The missions will be nonsense. But I don't know, there's much more interaction in Postal 2 than what I'm seeing here in the Postal game. Yeah, it just seems just like more of the same with Hatred. Just shooting people or shooting objects or shooting things and animals and stuff like that. And yeah, you get to do that too in Postal 2, but you know, usually there's a mission behind that, or you know, there is some sort of craziness about a postal guy that, you know, initiates or, you know, explains why he's doing what he's doing, or why you as the player are doing what you're doing. So yeah, in this one, I'm not entirely sure whether I truly understand, you know, the insanity of Postal guy here, but I don't really enjoy this type of gameplay. I'd rather have Postal 2. I'd rather have the different characters in Postal 2, because it's just not, the Postal guy. Is the Postal guy or Postal dude? I forgot. But yes, you know who I'm talking about. It's not just him in the story. Like, there's other people, other characters in Postal 2 that you get to interact with, that you get to fight with, of course, and that, are a contribution to this entire universe setting. So in Postal game, there's no one. It's just you, your guns, and, just shooting. And I'm not really a fan of such things. Yeah. I want stories. No matter how short or stupid they may seem, or funny, or sad. Yeah, there's got to be some stories in there. And Postal 2 has got that stuff. Postal 1, not really. Nothing. I mean, yes, you get to have information explaining to you about, what's happening, but that's still not enough for me. I want that interaction with the world. Yeah. But it's okay for what it was during its time. And also the Redux of the game also looks okay, I guess. And yeah, those who played it, I'm sure you guys enjoyed it, but for me, I don't think so. Alright guys, that's it. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as CV11's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And hopefully I will see you guys on Friday with another CV11 Pro Postal video. Yes, hopefully. Okay, bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks again to Destructinator97 for the request.